Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the program thus far. I am Molly Ringo, Northwest Washington Chapter Board Co-Chair.
And I'm Danielle Jordahl, fellow Northwest Washington Chapter Board Co-Chair. This is an especially unique year as we celebrate an anniversary, adapt to the circumstances around us, and celebrate the strengthening of the Northwest Washington Chapter. As a board member from the northernmost corner of our chapter, this will be my first Heroes Breakfast, and I couldn't be more excited to join you.
And I couldn't be more delighted to share this presentation with you, Danielle. Welcome to the Heroes Breakfast. If not already, you'll understand why the Heroes Breakfast is one of my favorite days of the year. It's an opportunity to share my passion for the Red Cross and to show my friends and neighbors the many ways our mission is delivered. A mission that is not possible without the support of volunteers who make up 90% of the Red Cross workforce. I'm excited to introduce one of those extremely dedicated volunteers as our next Hero Award recipient.
Deb Phelps may call Bothell her home, but she is known and her impact is felt in every corner of the Northwest region. Thank you to this next hero for all you do for the Red Cross. Deb, congratulations on your Outstanding Volunteer Award.
In the fall of 2017, my daughter called me from San Francisco and she said, "Mom, do you realize we've got terrible fires down here? Why don't you come down here and help?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there."
Deb Phelps of Lake Stevens showed up at her first Red Cross disaster shelter uninvited.
And I show up at the front door after standing in this line and said, "I'm here to help." And they're like, "Oh, are you with the Red Cross?" "No." "Where are you from? Who are you with?" I said, I'm just a nurse from Seattle and I'm here to help." And they're like, "Really? Why don't you sit over in that chair there just for a minute and we'll get to you in just a minute."
They eventually vetted her, looked at her nursing license, and put her to work.
They kept saying, "You should be part of the Red Cross." And I'm like, "I want to be part of this. This looks good."
When she returned home, Deb signed up to officially become a Red Cross volunteer. She began getting her training so she could hit the ground running when she retired.
So my retirement party was on Saturday, and on Monday I called my boss at the Red Cross and said, "Okay, my bag is packed, I'm ready to go." And she's like, "It doesn't quite work like that, Deb. We actually have to have a disaster before you can actually go somewhere."
It didn't take long. Deb's first deployment, for real this time, was to flooding in Texas.
So I worked in a shelter there with hundreds of people, and it was great. You kind of just go from person to person and see what needs we can do. Did you lose any medication? Are you doing okay?
Since Texas, Deb's deployed to shelters all over the country. In Minnesota, after a structure fire displaced 250 people, to an earthquake in California, a hurricane on the East Coast, and wildfires in Brewster, Washington.
I think it's that you're meeting people in the most vulnerable time in their life when something absolutely horrible has happened to them. The loss of their house, it could be an injury during the disaster, sometimes it's a death in the disaster, and just being able to be there and hold somebody's hand.
It doesn't matter where or when, Deb is up for it.
At all times, I'm fully ready to go. So if they told me I need to leave in an hour, basically I would change my clothes and I'd be ready to go because my bag is completely packed, absolutely packed with everything.
When she isn't deployed, Deb is organizing boxes of medical gear or helping out at a blood drive.
And she's always on the front edge. If something needs to be done, she's either the one that's recognizing it herself and starting it, or she's the go-to person to get it initiated. She coordinates with that, she deploys, she is amazing. It doesn't matter what needs to be done, she does it.
Just a few years after showing up at the Red Cross's doorstep, Deb is hooked. It's a good thing they like her, everyone's pretty sure it would be hard to get rid of her now.
I just wish I could clone her.